All right, welcome everybody to a new edition of the BALLiN Goat District podcast. So I've got Biplab Mandal, Bipcoin, as you probably know him from Twitter, who is an absolute monster in the FFPC streets, and also becoming a monster in the NFFC streets as well. So Bip and I have been drafting a series of these $125 BestBall Tourney drafts together. We've got, I think, what, 6 under our belt, Bip? Does that sound about right?
Yep.
And so anyway, this is number 7. We're doing this one live, and we're about to have a real good time. So let's get to it.
Go district. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, ball. And I bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. It's the Go district, y'all. I ball, cause I bleed. Hey, bleeding, I ball. Defeated the odds, didn't see him at all. JD in the pods, I needed it all. I bleeded a lie. You bleeded a lie, not bleeded a lie. And that's what a goat do. Facts, let me show you. Happen to know dudes. Drafting, they don't do bad and they don't lose. Make you wanna bleed. It's the Go District, boys giving you the business and no gimmicks. The best ball drafts got me feeling like it's Christmas. Then it's Christmas all of a sudden, and these riches came from nothing. And I got this all from loving the district. See, I just drafted, forget it. I laugh at the critics, they mad at the digits. I clap back by listening. See, ballin' ain't a problem if you kick it with them off. And I refresh the feed till autumn, then I bleed, go.
All right, so we are about 2 minutes away from the start of the draft, and just real quick, I'm going to run down the who's where in the draft. Hopefully, you're going to be watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to it on a podcast after the draft, if you can get to the YouTube where you can watch it, it's going to be a lot easier to follow if you can see the draft board. But anyway, that's up to you. But for sure, while you're here, please give us subscribe to our YouTube link, and also it's a real easy button hit right below your screen, and then also hit that like button as well. So we really appreciate that. That does a ton for us. There's almost nothing better you can do for any sort of podcast or show that you like than to hit that subscribe button. Okay. So we have it's 12-team draft. We have a few known quantities in here. Sitting in the number 2 hole, we have Billy Muzio and David Hubbard, who are extremely well known in virtually every area of high stakes. And then we have one of our Goat District listeners, regular listener, Mr. Goodcat, sitting in the number 3 hole. A guy we regularly, I know Bip, you see him a lot too.
Yep.
Regularly see in the BestBall streets is Peanut Punch, Aaron Hernandez, and then we have our own JD Goat District, JD from this very podcast, in the number 8 hole, and then Bip, you know, I know Rum Horse is Rum Ham plus somebody else. I'm not sure if you know who that is very well.
Yes, I mean I haven't met the real person, but I come across a lot, especially on main events and FPCs. Most of the early ones, Ramam is around, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And he's also he's in a fair number of the early BestBall drafts.
Yep.
I believe some of the standalone ones and all that too. So we are sitting in the number 11 hole. So we have a little bit of a wait, but we are off and running on the draft. So we're gonna have to figure out, Bip, how to handle this from the back end, because it's
Sure.
The value is just, it's a little tougher to come by here.
Yep.
Especially in the 3rd round, if nobody makes any mistakes, things kind of drop down.
Well, we can make a forced mistake and
There we go.
create chaos. All right.
That's the best thing to do. All right, so we have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey. No
All
real
predictable.
surprises so far. Travis Kelce goes next. Again, no surprise.
Cup. Yep.
Yep. Cup goes to Aaron.
Tyreek.
And Tyreek.
I wonder what JD does there at 8. I'm sure he's listening.
I'm sure he is too. All right,
He
John.
isn't giving away his secrets.
John says you know how to handle things from the back end, so we'll let you be the guide.
John Terry. He won the early best ball last year. That was impressive.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I
he
forgot
didn't
about that.
max out either. So he gives me a lot of shit for that because I was drafting next to him. So he feels that's why he won, which is embarrassing.
Hey, he just got lucky. We know that.
Yeah.
All right, JD.
JD, I think I know what he takes here, but let's see.
Yeah.
He's creating suspense, or he's
Yeah.
not.
Well, this is kind of the point where the drafts tend to diverge a lot more.
Yep.
Anyway. AJ Brown. Look at that.
Interesting.
Yep. We like the pick. And then Bijan goes. Not too much of a surprise. Let's see what.
Okay, I
runners-
think we take one of the two on the top.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I was thinking JD might go Bijan. I don't know how high he is on Bijan.
Yeah, he's. I don't know. He's reasonably high on him. I don't think he's like one of the real Bijan Bobos though. All right, the suspense is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think the one that we have in the top slot is the one that's least likely to make it back around to us?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, we don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
So, all right, this is going to be an easy one. We're going to smash CeeDee Lamb here. Love getting him wide receiver 7. Such a great value.
Yeah, I love CD there. I've been taking him earlier. Like Dalton Schultz is gone, although I don't know how that offense might not have that many passes as last year, but with Kellen Moore gone, but still.
Yep, for sure. All right, and William's got a question for us after we get around the horn and make our second round pick. We'll go into the details here a little bit. All right, so we have Stone Cold for 2 picks. Then we're back on the clock. Who do you like here?
Let's see what Stone Cold does. I threw in a guy at number 4. You might see him.
Yes.
He was not on the queue, but let's see what happens here.
Yep. So if our number 1 guy goes, then anybody but our number 4 guy is a little bit of a reach, but that's not always the worst thing. Just to try to differentiate things a little bit.
Number 4. Okay, let's see what he does. I think. I mean, number 2 is also. Let's see what happens here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have an interesting choice. I think it's probably 1 or 2 for me.
Yeah, I mean, while we get a mini stack with 2, I think I like 1. I don't know if you are high on him this year.
I certainly don't mind number 1 at all.
Yeah,
So
he anchors good offense. Maybe he'll still catch 70 passes, hopefully.
Right. Okay, so we agree number 1 over number 2?
Yep, agreed.
Okay, all right. Saquon Barkley is the pick here. All right. And
I like the start. At least we got a hero RV there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Not what we came to do, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, ideally I would have loved to have gotten Amon-Ra St. Brown there, but
Yes,
it is
but
what it
I
is.
think if we took ARSB, CD was not coming, so that's
right.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. All right, so So for William, who was asking, and probably possibly others, what's the format? It's all of that here. So scoring is it's PPR, tight end premium 1.5. Quarterbacks get 4 points per touchdown pass. Everything else is pretty standard. You're just drafting quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. No kickers or defenses in this format, and it's a 20-round draft. You will start one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, two flexes who can be running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends, and then that's basically it. And let's see, anything else I'm missing there, Bip?
No, and best ball. I think you mentioned that, right?
Yes, best ball.
Ball.
So, all right, and we're back to JD.
I think little over a week left for Barkley to probably sign and be all good before you are gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be too worried about it whether he does or doesn't sign the.
Yeah,
know.
I mean, yeah, I like that offense with
Yep.
new coaching and what was his name, Joe Judge, gone.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was tough. It was tough to draft anybody from the Giants for a few years there.
What does JD do?
All right, Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice pick there. I like that. Yeah, and Andrew Schellenberg, who's our part-time goat, as he pursues, like his actual job and all of that. He's not quite as available as he once was, but that's all right. But he's really big on Mark Andrews, so
Yep.
JD definitely taking a page out of the Shelley book right there.
Yeah, I think we all expect Lamar to pass a lot more this year in that new offense, and Zay Flowers is still a rookie, and I don't know Bateman and Odell if anything's going to happen there.
Yeah. I think the idea is they want him to pass a lot more, and we'll kind of see. I think for the first time, what his chops are really like as a passer. So it's going to be interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah, so far predictable, nothing mixed in.
Right. And William is asking if there was a wide receiver besides the first three that we would have taken over Saquon there.
Amon-Ra,
really.
probably. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Amon-Ra. Yeah, Amon-Ra we would have taken for sure over Saquon. Garrett Wilson. I don't know. We've got a fair amount of Garrett Wilson already.
Yep.
On our shared team, so kind of trying to change it up and do it a little different. All right, and Aaron Hernandez in the 5-hole has Cooper Kupp and Tony Pollard, Mr. Goodcat, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry. So he's loading up on the running backs early.
Yep.
And now we see what Billy and David Hubbard are going to do here.
You have a fan from Germany. That's gross,
Yes.
man. 3:38 a.m.
Yes, he's actually a pretty regular listening,
Awesome.
listener. So and he does a lot of the Superflex tourneys and tweets out some pretty good stuff. So anytime he does a Superflex board, he'll tweet it out there. And he's not afraid to get a little crazy with the builds sometimes too. So
Sure.
it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I remember drafting from India one of the years I was there, and it's crazy. The time zone. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning you're drafting, or 9 o'clock in the morning.
All right, I have to give JD more credit. He's been taking Mandrews since February. But yeah, I knew Lamar and J.K. Dobbins. I guess I'd forgotten
Yep.
he was taking that much Mandrews.
Yeah, Hubbard and Billy have a great start there.
Yep. Yeah, Chase, Devonta Smith, very nice. All right, and then we've just moved into the third round. Team one has Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Jacobs. So pretty nice start. Going for the rainbow start there. Okay, and not too surprisingly, Billy and Hubbard go with 3 wide receivers to start. So Chase, Devonta Smith, and T. Higgins. Yeah, and this is where hopefully the talent doesn't dry up before it gets back to us. So, Bip, how many of these tourney drafts have you gotten in so far, roughly?
I think I've been alternating because we've been drafting a lot. I've probably done 10 by myself.
Okay.
We have 6, so 16.
16?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I got a couple in myself, and then the ones we're doing, and I'll probably start hitting them a little bit harder once I get back from my
I mean, from now on, we'll do the 10, and then I'm more focused with the main events and FPCs, because those, FPCs, I was looking at some of my teams. I think it was pre-NFL draft probably we started. Like crazy value, some of the rookies that have now gone up. I mean, those teams, I like those teams more than some of the FPCs I've done recently.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's nice getting those good rookie values.
Okay, interesting builds.
All right, so Aaron went. Oh yeah, Mr. Goodcat is he's definitely going robust running back here, and Aaron got Cup, followed it up with Pollard and Ramondre Stevenson. All right. It's going to be interesting to see what auto draft does here, because JD is sitting in a very nice spot. Whichever way he wants to go.
Yeah, I know what he's doing there.
I don't think he expected to have that.
Yep, and he just smashed it. He didn't wait this time. 16 seconds left. Come on, JD.
All right. Who that's up now? I'm actually kind of liking number 3 in our queue, if he makes it to us.
Yeah, I think number 3 likely makes it. I don't mind number 1.
Nope. Number 1 would be all right too.
Yeah, I think we can probably go number 1 if it is there, because number 1's there.
Number 1 and number 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to try to push? I think
because number 1 is not coming back. If you look
No.
at Team 12, right?
Right. Yeah, there's no question. And if we do want to go with number 2, there's a decent option to number 2 if we want.
Yeah. Number 2 has decent options later, right?
Yeah. All right. So we'll do number 1. Jameer Gibbs, welcome to the squad.
Yep.
So this is right where we expected to be, right, Bip? Two running backs out of 3 picks.
Yeah, I mean, balanced start, and I wasn't expecting Jameer to come up. Like main events, people have gone crazy. He's going in one of mine. He went 2.9 to a very, very renowned, accomplished player, very successful. So people do like him.
Yes, yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Time to
Yeah,
see what
with
Stone Cold does
ARSB,
here.
I think Team 12 would have taken him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that Gibbs would have gone to 12. It'd be a nice stack with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay, so our 2 is gone, which is
Yep.
fine.
Just throwing a couple other options we can talk about
Yep.
in there.
I was trying to do the same. I'll refresh.
Anyone else you'd add?
Did I add number 4 or you added him?
I added him.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we have some options.
Yes.
Okay, we have number 1. I think we should. Do you want to consider someone else or?
No, I think number 1 is very nice.
Yeah, I would agree, and we can stack up later.
Right. All right, there we go.
I wonder if this is a unique build. I'm going to check now.
Okay.
It
Could
might
be
be.
one.
I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, and once you get 4 players in, it starts.
Yeah, I'll check with the 3.
So Team 12 is definitely going 0 running back. Team 10 going 0 running back. So we definitely have some 0 running back fans in this draft. Team
Yep.
2 won't surprise me if they continue to hammer some wide receivers. Though they're not opposed to mixing in running back or quarterback if they need to. So. All right, and we're not even halfway through round 4. We do have 5 quarterbacks off the board. We only have 3 tight ends off the board so far. And we're at 13 wide receivers 13 running backs and 20 wide receivers. So the wide receivers have definitely been going heavy in this draft.
Yep. CD Lamb, Barkley, and Jahmyr Gibbs combination is only there twice, even before you sprinkle Lamar. So
Okay.
that's interesting. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's great.
And I like the Lamar pick more, seeing the other 2 quarterbacks go,
Yes, exactly.
which is good. We don't need to worry.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to see a couple of them go too. So, yeah, six quarterbacks in, 4.5 rounds into the draft. That's pretty heavy on the quarterbacks.
Yep.
Herbert usually doesn't go quite that early, but he does make a nice stack with Eckler, so can certainly understand why. I doubt Herbert would have come back to him in the 5th. So that was the time to get him if he wanted him. All right, JD got one of my favorite players, Christian Watson.
Yeah, no, I like Watson more in this format than managed leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's. I mean, we are sandwiched between 2 0 RBs.
Yes, we are. Well, that means when they start zigging, then we'll have to start zagging.
Yep. Oh, Justin Fields. Yeah. This is an interesting QB heavy draft.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that was Aaron that took Fields. So he's got Kupp, Pollard, Stevenson, and Fields. And Stevenson was a bit of a value too. Okay.
Yeah, I think John Terry was telling me today that in main events he is falling because people are probably thinking they sign one of the free agent running backs.
Yep. And 1912 is surprised that I agreed to take Gibbs with his weight. There's a very simple explanation for you, 1912. When I'm in drafts with other people and they want to take Gibbs, that's where I'm getting my exposure. When I'm in drafts by myself, I'm pretty much never taking him. So
yep.
It's worked out quite nicely so far. I don't want to be completely out on him, but I'm not necessarily looking to get overweight on him either.
Yeah, I mean they quickly shipped away DeAndre Swift. They handpicked him, so
Yep.
Hopefully he becomes. I mean, Montgomery will probably be the Jamal Williams role, hammer goal line to start with.
Yeah, so I think Gibbs is certainly in the right spot. He's got the right draft capital, all of that. It just depends on how quickly he can get in sync with the offense and kind of what his stamina is throughout a much longer season than what he's used to.
Yeah. The other thing I like about our start is all our good offenses.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I play a lot of Terminators, and I've seen that matters in BestBall, spike weeks and getting a good offense. So.
Yeah, 100%. It's real easy to find yourself chasing those good players on bad offenses that fall a little bit, and then sometimes before you know it, you're looking at a team that just has too many players on too many bad offenses, and it's just not going to work out for you. All right, so Team 1 came back with Dobbins and Goddard. That's a little bit early for Dobbins, but I don't mind that pick at all.
Yeah.
And then,
I think I have Dobbins just after Jones. So if you look at it that way, I know who else was left running back. So
yeah, it makes sense.
If you need a running back, well, there's another guy I like. But
yep, and Team 1 says he wanted Aaron Jones, so. And then Billy and Dave got Aaron Jones, and then a nice value with Ken Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pitts goes at tight end 6. Usually Pitts will go before Goddard. Sometimes he'll even go before Kittle. So it's a nice little value for Team 3 there. All right. And Bip has been busy loading up our queue for us, which is good.
Putting some players I like. What do you think about Hopkins this year? Are you touching him, staying away?
No, I'm still taking him because I think wherever he goes, I mean, he's still been a productive player, even in Arizona. I mean, he was never going to run away from anybody, even early in his career. So I'm a little bit less concerned about whether he's fast or not. He's kind of like Larry Fitzgerald. He might be a wide receiver in a tight end's body or something like that at this point in his
What
career.
do you think of Hopkins in New England? You're still touching him?
Yeah, I think I would because I think Mac Jones is smart enough to feed him.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to avoid him in managed leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't know. Maybe I hope it doesn't bite me. I mean, best ball, I don't care. It'll work out. Managed leagues, I'm little at that ADP. He's even going in 4th round in some of the drafts.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough.
Yep. JD
4th
gets
round.
some mix and value. He goes before Jones actually.
All right, JD has added Joe Mixon to the fold, so he's got 2 wide receivers: AJ Brown, Christian Watson, Mark Andrews, Jalen Hurts, and now Joe Mixon. All right, and then very shortly we'll find out if Rumhorse is going to stay on the wide receiver horse. Who are you thinking here, Bep?
I think Rumhorse probably takes player number 2 in our queue. Hopefully not.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like player 2?
I do.
This year?
Yeah.
I have this. It's interesting what he. Oh, he didn't. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, my personal choice. I wouldn't mind 2. I wouldn't mind 1. Could do 3. I mean, what's
I
your thought?
think let's do 2 because I don't want to hand.
You like
player
2, right?
2.
Because 2 is not coming back.
Yeah, I don't want to hand him to Team 12.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
And we'll see
So-
if Team 12 wants to take player 1 or not.
I mean, I like 2 over other players which I have not thrown in queue. I'll just throw them in the queue now, which is 4 and 6. I like
Okay.
2 more. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take Cam Akers here.
Super. I mean, he had a great finish to last year, all those 100-yard games.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, So we're sitting in excellent shape at running back right now.
Team
Got it.
10 is really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Team 10's got he's got a lot of wide receiver firepower.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking Team 10 might take Cam Akers there with that start.
Yep, that would have made sense.
The chat
Okay.
doesn't like our Akers. Okay, quit taking Rams.
Yes, 1912 wanting to know if we're stacking up week 17. The answer to that, in short, is yes. We're going to definitely be looking at that. You know, having Gibbs and CeeDee Lamb together makes sense for that. You know, so we'll add it. But right now, I think we're a little bit more focused.
Okay,
on just
this pick has helped us. I think we take.
Yep.
Do you like anyone else or?
Take which one?
I'm saying, do we take number 1? But
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the clear pick for us here.
That's the clear pick. You know, it's balanced squad for us. So.
Yes.
All right, I like the squad now.
Yes.
It's.
Needed to get
I think
another one.
I don't know. I mean, the slow ones, you know, sometimes it's hard to get value because people probably check a lot of things, don't make quick decisions. I really like this start because 11 is not an easy spot to draft from this year.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And you know, teams 10 and 12 are kind of doing the way that I sometimes go about it, which is just keep hammering wide receivers.
Yep. Keep doing that, guys.
Yep. So it definitely doesn't bother me, you know.
Yeah,
and
it
us
doesn't
people-
right now because I think we got our two good. I mean, Kirk is playing with a chip on his shoulder, right? Everyone's talking about Ridley, and
Yep.
I'm surprised.
I really hope. Yes, Team
Yeah.
10 went wide receiver here, so
Yeah.
we have a box of wide receivers
Yep.
from teams 10 through 12.
I think team 1 and 3 might be thinking what they get.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised team 12 did not stack up there. He had Ridley, but probably wants to wait on QB, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. He doesn't look super interested in putting together stacks yet, but again, he might be just doing the same thing we
Yeah,
are, which
10
is
and
mostly
12.
trying to get good players. Yeah, Ayuk is a nice value there too. Ayuk at wide receiver 30. I think that's a
No, I think Ayuk was my next guy, but I think we might have even gotten value on Christian Kirk there, you know, given that offense. And
we did. And I have less Kirk than I have Ayuk, so I definitely like that anyways.
And we have Ridley in some of our squads, so this works out well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it's good to be on the other side a little bit. There are a couple decent running backs still left on the board.
Yeah, I didn't realize we got the Lions, Cowboys week 17, and then we have the Giants probably.
Yes, we got the Giants and Rams.
I didn't even think that way. Now that someone pointed out, I didn't start looking at it. Now I have it open in front of me, the week 17 correlation.
Yeah, I'm usually trying to keep half an eye on that at least.
Maybe this is the squad, Dan.
Yeah, could be. Might be. Yeah, Nathan, who's he's team 3 in the draft. He was hoping Ayuk fell to 6'10".
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, team 3
Traylon
and
Burks.
1.
Oh, JD got another Dan favorite there.
Yep.
For sure. I know JD.
He's going to get volume, Burks.
Oh, yeah. Yep, for sure. Yeah, JD's got a really nice draft going there.
Yep. Yeah, team 7 is interesting auto draft.
Yeah. as long as Waller does really well, I think Waller and Najee Harris are kind of the keys for him.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't mind the Madison pick, but given the needs, I would have probably looked at a receiver there.
Yeah. Yep. I think so.
Marquise Brown.
Yep. So we're nearly through the 6th round. We have 33 wide receivers off the board and 21 running backs so far. So a solid pace on wide receivers.
Yep.
And we haven't had a quarterback selected in over 2 rounds. All right. Nathan went with Miles Sanders, who he was dropping for sure. So that was a nice value pick right there.
Yeah, really good value. I think some drafts he goes before Cam Akers.
Yeah, he does. And, he has been dropping a little bit because he used to be going in the 5th round for a while, but now he's been in the 6th round, but this is pretty late in the 6th. All right, I see Bip has loaded up our queue with some good players here, so we'll see how many of them can make it back to us.
Yeah, we'll see. DeAndre Swift.
Yep. Oh, yes. I'm Grump says you can't win with 6 wide receivers. 1912. Frank says, Chips Laugh says it all. Keep doing that, guys. Yeah, no doubt. I don't mind it if somebody wants to go that wide receiver heavy. It's not going to bother me any.
Yeah, it really needs a lot of. I mean, you can technically win with, if your running back strategy hits. I think the RotoViz guys really did well some of the years doing 0 RB. And they might have been 0 RB the first year. I think they won it the first time this contest was launched 2 years back.
Yeah, I think so. That was when Colin Driscoll won it.
Yeah.
All right, not surprised to see Billy and David taking David Montgomery. I know that's definitely a Billy favorite.
Yep.
And Nathan's up, going with another wide receiver to pair up with Debo. So we had a nice run of running backs there to end off the 6th round. Damian Pierce, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Swift, Rashad White. And now it's back to a little bit more mixed in the 7th round with Mike Evans, David Montgomery, Michael Pittman, Jackson Smith, and Jigba.
We're going to have a lot of options, Dan.
Yes, we do. I like that very few of the people that you put in the queue have fallen off of it. So
yeah, just take a look if I missed someone. So
I gotta throw. I'm big on that guy that I just threw in. I don't love the offense, but I do like the player an awful lot.
the number 11. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Although we might have to prioritize now number 4 in one of the picks. I mean, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, whatever your ranking is. We should probably take one of those guys.
Yeah.
On the way back, maybe. I don't know. Or we can pass.
I think, let's see.
But 1, 2, 3 is solid. I think 7, 8, 9, one of them.
Mm-hmm. All right, JD's up.
Oh, there he goes.
Ah, yeah.
You guys talk a lot, so
Yes, we do.
right?
JD's out here sniping me left and right.
Yeah, he's having a very good trend. Okay, we are up next.
All right.
Not that we need the guys, even this guy
I
is a very,
think, I don't know.
yeah, we don't need them. I just threw them so that you see them 10 and 11, they're still available. I don't know why. Interesting. Maybe he takes
Yeah.
one from horse.
So who do you like right now?
Ooh, I don't mind number 1. I think has tremendous upside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could convince me anyway. I don't mind one of 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I'm okay with them, but I think for our build, number 1 might make more sense.
Yep. Okay. Someone goes Lawrence. Good. I don't need to think about him.
Yeah, that was quite a value on Lawrence compared to
Yeah,
Fields
no
and
one
Herbert.
wanted to touch him. I don't mind number 1 over here, Dan, and come back.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Let's take George Pickens here.
Yep.
I like I like the value on him. I like how he works out with this lineup that we have, because we do need to take some pot
Yeah,
shots
and
at
hopefully
receiver.
he will have spike weeks, in this format versus managed.
Right.
And he goes 2 solid rounds after Deontay Johnson. So
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely nice to see. So I'm probably a little bit less big on number 1 than on number 2. I don't think either one of them is coming back to us if we don't take them there.
1 and 2 won't come back. Will 3 come back?
I think 3 has a shot of coming back.
Okay.
I think either 3 or 4 will come back.
Yeah. I'm going to check their ADP. Yeah, I think one of them could
One
come
of them
back.
should
So
make it.
we have to take that chance.
All right. So do we want to take number 2 in the queue?
Well, we are not yet on the clock, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So he went there. So we punt 6 or 7, right?
Yes, I think so.
Then
We'll punt him
I
at least
like,
a little while.
yeah, I like number 2 more than number 1.
Me as well.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
I'm always
I've
a
been
sucker
taking a
for a
lot
good
of-
Elijah Moore pick. Then Cleveland, I believe, has the Jets.
Cleveland
Week 17.
has Browns have Jets. Yeah, you good memory.
Okay. Good deal. And Pickens, the Pittsburgh has San Francisco week 17.
Yep.
Okay, so James Cook.
No. San Francisco has Commanders. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Pittsburgh
yeah,
is.
I have it open here. So we are looking at Steelers, right? So Steelers, where's Steelers? Are they at home? No,
I
they
can't
are-
remember who they have.
Why can't I find them? Yeah, Steelers. Here they are. They are at Seahawks
Seahawks. That's it. Okay.
on the road.
All right. So interestingly enough, teams 10 and 12 both took a Cook for their running back 1. And I think out of the 2, I might prefer James Cook.
Oh, I prefer James Cook. I think I
JD
think he'll outperform the EDP where he got him. Like if we needed running back, I'm sure we would have talked about him there.
So I'm a grump. Honestly, how does looking at Week 17 today help? Last year's Rams were supposed to be good and sucked. I think it matters more if you're doing a lot of these. You just want to try to have a few different combos. You're not going to hit on every one of them for sure, but it's just to try to get correlation. So if you do happen to have a high scoring game, between like the Rams and the Giants could definitely be a very low scoring game, and it could be absolutely worthless. But if that happens to be a high scoring game and you have players on both sides of it, that's where the value comes in.
Yep. I mean, this year there are some good offenses playing Dolphins at Ravens, Bengals at Chief. I mean, we saw what happened 2 years back. Jamar Chase went off and they went pound for pound. Could be an AFC championship deciding game also.
Right. Yep. Kev asking for a link to the draft board. We can probably throw one of those in someplace.
Tweet and
all right. Posting link to the draft board in the chat, and we'll post that out on Twitter too. Okay, and so neither of the players that we thought might make it back to us in the ninth made it back. Team 6 and Team 3 both grabbed Baltimore receivers. Oh well. But honestly, if you're going to have a quarterback unstacked, Lamar Jackson's not a bad option to have unstacked.
Nice value on Onjoku there.
Yeah, for sure. And I got to throw a couple guys in the queue.
Yeah, there's a guy I'll throw in so that we don't forget about him later.
Good idea. All right. Okay. I think we got a few guys in the queue. One or two of these guys should make it back to us. I'm going to move the don't forget guy all the way down to the bottom of the queue.
Yep. We'll keep adding. So Mr. Goodcat keeps taking guys we like.
Yes. However, he's probably saving us. We have so much Jameson Williams.
Yep. Jameson and Flowers.
All right. And Wheeler's going to tweet the draft board link for us. Thank you, Kev. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right. So hopefully, if the number one player in our queue makes it back to us, I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, I don't know what's there, but number 2, yeah, that makes sense. Number 2 is someone I don't mind.
Yeah, number 2, if he makes it to us, is also worthwhile. I mean, I do kind of feel like we can push number 1 around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, and if he doesn't make it, doesn't make it.
Right. if he doesn't make it, that might actually be just about as good for us.
Better for us. No, I mean, yeah.
That's not often you could say that. When you could say, yeah,
Maybe he
if we
starts
take him,
slow.
he's good for us, and if somebody else takes him, that's good for us too.
Yeah. Who is the guy? Maybe he starts slow. Who knows?
But yeah, I like players 2 or 3. I think those are both great choices right here if we're able to get to them.
Yep. Yeah, although I don't mind zigging, zagging elsewhere.
Yep.
You know, the guy I threw in at 5 will correlate.
Okay.
Not that I don't think he will. We'll see. Let's see what happens here.
All right. I'm waiting for him to show up in my version of the queue here.
Someone you like, I know, number 5. Just refresh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. 100%.
JD.
you know you never have to twist my arm to take number 5.
We'll see what happens here.
Yep.
There's a running back round.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance Team 10 is going to go running back here.
Yep.
All right. So do we want to do number 5 or 2 or 3?
I would take 2. I really think that's good value here, Dan, and solves a part of our problem.
Number 3, though, we do have the correlation going with.
Do you think he comes back?
Number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He might.
Well, he might.
Yeah, I like the upside of 2
Mm-hmm.
with this team. I think. Let me see who they play.
All right.
Yep.
Let's try 2.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the team, Chig.
Chig. I love Chig this year. I don't know. You don't sound very excited.
No, I do like him.
Okay.
Absolutely. No, it was just the only thing that was holding me back for him was just the easy correlation we could have got with the other guy. But
they probably, the only guy that matters is that guy. Right.
Yes.
Or there is another guy who will come later. I mean, it's a wild swing. There's a receiver who comes later. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want, you can throw him in the queue. We'll keep him in the.
Yep. We'll just remember him. Okay, Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a tough decision here coming. I feel 1 and 4 both will be there.
Yeah, 1 and 4 and even 2 I'd throw in there.
Yeah, and 2 is also there.
Because we could double tap and just
Yep.
be done with it other than our number 3, which we would take much later. All right, everybody we want is there. So what's your best pick here, Bip?
My preferred pick would be 4. He is also top of the list if you filter his category.
Right.
I don't know how high you are on him, but that's there. I wouldn't mind 2 or 1, but
Okay.
he's
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either of those, but yeah, let's take A-Chain here. When you're going to draft one undersized back, you might as well draft them all.
Basket. Yeah, if Dalvin Cook doesn't go there, I mean,
Right. Yeah, I think that's going to be huge. And I
still feel there's a running back run that will continue here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think you're right. And I think we've got good balance on our team so
Yeah,
far. So.
because even if we miss out on two, we have three, and there are other guys that come up. Who's not as good as two, but the
Right.
next tier. Like
Yeah,
I'll throw some of them.
there's definitely some players I still like a lot
Yep.
at
So
that
I
position.
just threw in a guy. I don't mind this guy because of correlations. Okay. Here is.
Team one is not a fan of our A chain pick. Chase Edmonds, I like it.
Oh, there goes. He goes early. Number 2.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's about the spot where he normally goes here. So
I'm actually surprised he went over some other guys I like.
yeah, I just think Higbee is going to get a ton of targets in that offense. It's basically Cup and Higbee, and then it's kind of some question marks.
Well, last year I want to go back and see how did Higby do with Cup when Cup had his historic season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the offense really flows through Cup as long as he's healthy. But as far as a tight end this late, I mean, a tight end 12. I don't know. That's about right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
A little bit of a tight end run here. We had Higbee, Schultz, and Everett go bang, bang, bang. So people are definitely starting to zag away from the heavy wide receivers, which makes sense. I mean, the position is pretty depleted right now, so there's just not a lot of value.
Yeah, I see. Although I like I mean, there's some guys there, but not much.
Right.
Nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, and I think there's some chance number 1 might make it back to us.
No one wants number 1. That's the gist.
Everybody thinks number 1 is number 2. To put it in potty humor terms. All right, so quarterbacks, tight ends, running backs. That's been the story of rounds 9 and 10. There's only been 2 wide receivers taken with the first and third picks of the 9th round. Other than that, we have 5
Team 3 has no quarterback. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely a late round guy.
And Team 12.
Nathan's in the chat too, so Nathan, feel free to chime in on your quarterback strategy anytime you want. Once you're ready to finally start taking quarterbacks, we won't make you comment on it until then.
He refuses.
So he's pushing it. Wanted AR. Yeah, AR would have gone really nice there, especially with Pittman.
Yeah, with that build, AR would have been. Well, that's what happens when you take our player Jameson.
That's right. And took our player Zay as well. Okay. Kennan Dubes has really been kind of moving up the draft boards, don't you think? Yep.
Yeah, I think Balky was saying there were some positive vibes coming out, and last year's chemistry. I don't know. I still like Watson there, and I do think Jaden Reed will develop at some point. Not sure if this is early, later, when.
Yeah, I agree too. But I like Dubes as a prospect, so it was just a little bit unusual because he's a 5th rounder, and normally we don't see a lot of success out of day 3 wide receivers.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, historically, although the regime has changed, Packers have done really well developing their receivers, from Jennings to Nelson to Adams to now these 2 passed on the.
All right. I'm going to throw in a couple of
Sure.
other players.
That's a solid Daniel Jones value there.
Yep. And nice pick by Nathan. He's got Jared Goff, quarterback 16 for his quarterback 1. That's a great spot there.
Yeah.
Team 1 says love Dobbs. He was wide receiver 1 before he got hurt. He'd be great in PPR. I like who we have at 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
If number 8 is there, I might even say we
Stack
take
up.
him first,
Yep.
because that would help us in a couple ways, I think.
Yep. Number 3 has a potential. Oh, thank God.
Pip is celebrating that Odell Beckham finally went off the board, so we don't have to consider taking him anymore. I can't blame you on that, Pip. I can't really blame you at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind your now number 7. I wouldn't mind number 2.
Yep.
I like number 4. You may not like him this year. I like number 4 this year.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And number 3 also has some correlation benefit for us. So
Yeah, of course. Yep. So I just feel number 2 may not make it. Let's see.
yeah, he might not.
Or maybe we need to prioritize number 7's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that makes it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay waiting at that position. Let's take Do you want to take number 2 or do you want to take number 3?
I could go either. You decide.
Let's take 3 just for the correlation.
Yep.
Okay. And then I think
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking number 3 if he makes it back.
right.
Or I don't know if you like. Or number 8, 9. I don't know what you feel. There's number 7. I mean, there's we probably don't want 7.
Yeah, I think 7 probably isn't going to fit our build quite as well.
Doesn't. That's what I realized.
Yeah. Number 9 definitely fits our build well. I don't know if he would make it back to us.
Okay, so Rogers and Williams.
Yeah.
Number 8, you are saying?
Yeah, number 8 I think is a solid pick, and number 3. I think those are my 2 favorites.
This is. I don't think number 8 will come back. You know,
Okay.
like if you look, or maybe comes back. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a little less likely that he comes back.
Yeah, he doesn't come back if I look at other teams. So let's just take him and
Number 8.
number.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the team, Matthew Stafford. That's another
I
pick
didn't want to mess up the QB.
Yes. So that adds more to our stack. So we now have Barkley, Akers, and Matthew Stafford all going in week 17 against each other. Okay.
Bixby.
Yep, Bigsby. That's a nice pick. I like that pick this week. He's definitely going to have a role in Jacksonville. All right. So JD has been hammering running backs mostly lately. Antonio Gibson, Zach Charbonnet, Dalton Schultz, and Elijah Mitchell were his last 4 choices.
There goes Sky Moore.
Yep. Yeah, that's not surprising that he went pretty quick. Nico, that's another player that's been rising up the boards lately.
Well, someone has to catch passes there.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, and you know, he is. Is he the? He's probably about the only one who really profiles at the X receiver, huh?
Yeah. Well, they have a bunch of them. I have to think who else they have.
Yeah, they've got cause they've got Woods and they've got Tank Dell and they've got Mechie, but you know,
yeah, they're not that. Although you know,
none of them is really big. Woods is probably the biggest of them. All right, and Komet goes off at the midpoint of the 12th round. Uh-oh, Chad's in the chat. Chad Schrader says, clearly he needs another 24 days of hibernation. This makes my head hurt. That's all right. Chad, we'll get you on the show as soon as you come out of hibernation. You just let me know, and we'll get you lined up.
Although I read somewhere, I think he was tweeting that he's breaking his rules for Scotfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Yep, that makes sense.
Although he's ready, probably he's counting days, 24 days.
Yep, right. All right, the Mike Gesicki pick by Peanut Punch Aaron. That was a nice pick. And Team One agrees with us on that. I love taking Gesicki late. Such a nice pick.
Yep.
So wide receivers are also starting to come back into to vogue again. I think the guy we have at number 1, we might have to take him on this turn.
Yeah, 1 and 3, because
I think 3 will also go.
do you think he comes back? Because it has been.
I think there's a pretty good chance he comes back. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's 100% positive he comes back. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, let's see what happens here, right? Because a bunch of players have been pushed up, in that category. So
right.
If you look at ADP, although he might come back, yeah, he might come back. It's tricky.
I think I would give it 70% chance he comes back.
Yeah. And if we don't get him, we'll just take some of the sleepy guys.
Yes. No doubt.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Okay, so Juwan Johnson finally went. He's been dropping on draft boards quite a bit.
Because Moru is back.
Yeah, Foster Moreau. I was mentioning on the show last night. If you want to check our show last night, we had a great show with Billy Muzio.
No, I'll listen to that. Yeah, Billy's always great to listen to.
Yep.
Isn't it his second or third appearance this year?
Actually, his second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we had him on the week before the 4th, and we were trying to get through all 4 positions. We only got through 2 of them the week before the 4th, so we said, "Yeah, come on again, and let's do it. Yep. Do it one more time." So 2 great shows with Billy, both on the Player Profiler feed. If you haven't found our stuff there, just go to YouTube, look up Player Profiler, and look up live shows, and you can find us in that feed. And then, of course, we're doing plenty of stuff on the Goat District feed, the feed you're on right now as well. So you can catch us both places, but we do one show every Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern on the Player Profiler feed. So definitely worth checking out.
So if I look at 12, he has some needs.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy I was mentioning at 2, just scan their position. It's actually gone thin.
It's actually what?
It's that position has gotten depleted. Just filter by that position. Like there's not much left, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there are still a few that go before him.
You think they'll go, or we'll just punt it then? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind the 11th guy also has a correlation. Okay, right. We take 1.
Yeah, unless there's somebody
or 1
else.
might make it back actually.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go then, if not 1?
I don't mind number 8 at all. I know you like 5 a lot.
Oh, I like 5 a lot, but I know I have a lot. I wouldn't mind taking number 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take number 8.
Yep.
I like that because I think number 8 might have gone to Team 10 if we didn't.
And number 8 is playing. We don't have a correlation, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Done. Marvin Mims, welcome to the team.
Yeah, I think number 5, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I have a lot of him.
Yeah, I have less than you, but you've definitely warmed me up to him, so I feel a little bit more good about taking him. Okay.
Okay.
All right, number 1.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, there we go. So Van Jefferson joins the team. So we're sitting now. We're sitting now with 6 wide receivers, 4 running backs, 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends.
Can go anywhere from here.
Yeah, we can, because I feel real good about our running backs. I like the way the squad has come together there. All right, and so we're almost halfway through the 14th round. We've seen 22 tight ends go off the board, 24 quarterbacks, 52 running backs, and 63 wide receivers so far.
There goes Mingo.
There goes Mingo. That's a Bip favorite. Who's he's managed to get me on board with taking some Mingo. I think it's interesting that Thielen and Mingo went that close together. Are you taking?
Yeah, I mean Thielen I can see, but this late, like I see zero upside from Thielen come week 14, 15, 16. You have to win all those weeks and get into week 17. That's my
Right.
only concern in this format.
Yep, for sure. And,
Managed leagues, I could see it. He could be a flex initially.
Yep. And then Nathan, he's asking, it's very early for Mims, right? Yeah, I'd say we
Yep.
took him a little bit early, but I also don't necessarily think he was coming back to us.
Yeah, I don't think any of them would come back. So it's a matter of preference who you would want in this build.
Ooh, yeah, I like the guy you've got at number 8.
Yeah, I know who. Yeah, exactly. I didn't even look at it. I know. I chuckled putting him there. I'm like, Dan's going to like this.
You're 100% right about that.
Yeah, you
So-
got me thinking on that when you gave me the logic you have, which I can buy into in this format.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Well,
I mean, it's 15th round. You're looking for upside.
right. Exactly. And whenever he gets taken, whether it's by us or somebody else, so we'll kind of go into that logic a little bit more.
DPJ.
DPJ, yeah, I like that
Tracking.
pick. That's a nice value there too.
Yep.
And I'm throwing another one in for kind of very late.
Yeah, I think ideal for us would be we get number 1 and get number 8,
Yes. Yep.
right?
I think so. And I think we might. We'll see how it goes, but we might even need to take 8 before 1. I don't know. Yeah, we there's a pretty good chance.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Team 12 has how many quarterbacks? 1. Okay.
One quarterback. So they can stand to add to every position except for wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised anyway they go. Though I think probably at this point, quarterback they can punt until pretty
Oh,
close
boy.
to the end.
Who's this team after
What's
Bryce?
that?
Young? Who's the guy after Bryce Young?
Oh yeah, okay. Kenneth Gainwell just went to Team 4. That was a player we were hoping to get, and
Nice.
it's kind of funny that nobody is really on him that much because Penny has done nothing but disappoint people, and DeAndre Swift has done nothing but disappoint people, and both of those guys are the running backs that are ahead of him on the Eagles. So it just kind of strange to me that people are letting Gainwell fall that far because it seems that there's so much of a good chance that if anything happens with either one of those guys, he moves right into the heart of the rotation. Plus, he's got some standalone value just on pass catching.
Shaheed.
Yep, that's another player I don't mind taking. I think is our primary target now.
JD is saying Gainwell wasn't getting by me. GD.
Yeah, JD's also been in on Gainwell quite a bit too. So All right, and Mostert just went, so
Draft has slowed down.
it has.
Now that, yeah,
Hayden Hurst, that's a guy I like, and I don't mind player. What is that, 7? Yeah, Team 7's strategy with grabbing both Mingo and Hurst. I mean,
yeah,
one of
that's a
those guys should pop.
good combination.
Yep.
Yeah, he's solid on. Does he have a stack with Dak? No.
No, he doesn't. I was kind of hoping that Dak would make it back to us in round 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised he went Dak. I mean, he could have probably gone. I mean, it depends on preference with Daniel Jones, who's taller, and the legs, and Herbert, who is more a pocket passer. I would have probably preferred that combination with that build.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because he has Waller, so he certainly could have paired that way too.
It's some good picks there. So.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we take number 1, not take a chance, or you look at.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Number 1 has got to be the pick, and then who do you want to get coming around the horn?
I don't mind number 5 if he comes back.
I don't mind him at all either.
But I wonder if number 5 goes. But if he goes, he goes. I guess.
Right. All right. So I'm taking player number 1. So we finally have somebody who correlates with Lamar Jackson. Yay.
Yeah, maybe that's when we need him. Week 17. He goes off and not Andrews.
Yep, for sure. All right. So then now player number 4 is our pick on the way back.
What do you think about 8? I have not been following him, but I know a lot of players like him.
Yeah, I think he's a decent pick. I mean, at this at this point, but I would rather 4.
Oh, I'm not taking him over 4, but I was just wondering. Yeah.
Yep. JD was looking to fill that Philly stack with Gainwell.
Okay.
All right. Good deal. All right.
Let's do it.
It's Fat Lenny time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm feeling better about Likely because he went Conklin, although he might have just gone Conklin because of his Rodgers stack.
Yeah. Yep, I think so.
So might have just made it. We got both our players.
Yep, exactly. So it didn't really matter, and Likely was the one we would have been, we could have pivoted off of Fournette pretty easily, but Likely would have been a little bit more disappointing to pivot off of.
Where do you think Fournette lands?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see him going to New England.
Yeah,
Dallas, maybe.
Dallas. Yeah, Dallas could be interesting. Yeah, with John Terry was telling me today. We were talking that he thinks if Cook doesn't go to Miami, he could land in New England. That's what he was telling me.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It sounds like Cook is definitely heading somewhere in the AFC East because 3 of the 4 teams are in on him. So
yeah,
that certainly seems like the most likely outcome. But then Fournette, I mean, if things fell apart between Mixon and the Bengals, I mean, Fournette could be a nice fit in there as well.
Yep.
So plenty of intriguing landing spots, and I think it's safe to say
that this is crazy. Yeah, some of my FPCs, I know 0 RB builds. I've just taken Lenny and some of those guys hoping they work. Although they fall fast, like Melvin Gordon, he just vanished after a productive year, right?
Right,
quickly.
but
Happened
but if
pretty
but if
quickly.
Fournette gets signed someplace, I mean, he's instantly vaulting up about 4 rounds or so at least.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, also depends on his motivation. That's the thing with him. Uh,
Yep. All right.
hey, running back run and tight end. Good, we got our two guys we wanted there.
Yeah, I don't. You know, we could add another tight end, but I don't feel like we have to. So it's just
Yep.
kind of if if we
Yeah.
want.
Let's see what comes back. I like. What do I like? I don't mind number 3. I don't mind number 2 if we wanted to go there. Uh, let's see. A lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind number 5 also.
Right.
Oh, Alec Pierce goes there. I was thinking about him.
Yeah, that's a nice pick right there. And Mechie as well.
Mac Jones.
I like number 6 a lot.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
this
I,
next
I,
turn.
I think he fits into this team with what we did a little earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking him. Although
Yep.
I wonder if he stays there.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll still be there for us, but if he is, great.
Yeah, I would prioritize him in that group. Paris Campbell and Hodgins, are nice. What they did there with
Mhm.
Daniel Jones stack. I mean,
Yeah, it absolutely is a very cheap stack, and it's a great way to make things
could
work.
return
So.
huge, especially when you have Cheese and Higgins. You got the points from Burrow. Who do the Giants play? I forgot.
The Giants play the Rams,
Okay.
so they're on this. We have some Giants players and they have some Giants players, so we're both rooting for big points from the Giants.
Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke's another guy that will bounce up a lot if he gets
Yep.
signed anywhere, just because you got to figure if he goes to a good team at all, he can probably fall into the end zone about 10 times.
Yeah. Number 2 also has some correlation, but if we wanted to take another one.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Jimmy G.
That's always a pick that hurts for me to make. Not saying it's wrong, but it hurts to make.
Musgrave.
Mm-hmm. Team 1 was talking about Team 5's pick of Mac Jones. We can talk. Oh, Chase Brown just went.
Yep. Someone we were thinking about.
So we'll come back to Mac Jones in a minute. I think he's an interesting pick as well.
Oh, there goes the guy.
Number 2?
Number 2, yeah, let's prioritize him.
Okay.
Do you want to look at number 7 or we don't need that?
I thought
don't need-
about that. I
Yeah.
don't think we need it. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess if our top guy is hurt, this team is probably
Yeah.
not doing much. Okay.
That's kind of how I see it. I like number 4 a lot coming back.
4 or now 3
Um,
or 4?
4.
Okay. Yeah, I
Oh,
wouldn't mind 4 or 3. You know, they probably have more upside than number 1.
right.
I like number 2 also. I just don't know how that pans out. You know,
Right.
risky pick.
Yeah. Very.
Okay. However,
Yep. Ah,
ah, damn.
there we go. All right. Yeah, we could go 1, 3, 5. I don't mind either. 4.
Uh, Probably not 5. 4, I don't mind. 3, I don't mind. You decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't mind any at all. So if you have a preference, just take it.
All right. I'm gonna go with the might be good player on a good offense.
Sure.
So that means not Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's on a good offense, but might not be a good player. So Khalil Shakir, welcome to the team.
Yeah, we're done with receivers, I guess.
All right, and Team One was asking about Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is a nice pick this late. He's sneakily a better quarterback than most people believe, but it was just such a terrible offense last year. It was hard to, nobody looked good in it.
Yeah, I think, but a lot of it was also Matt Patricia's trying to be an offensive coordinator. Uh, they've gone back old school. I yeah, I think with those two tight ends, Henry and Gesicki, and whatever else they have, that he might. But I never see Mac Jones as a player who will produce 30 points week by week.
No, he's more of a floor option for sure.
Yep. That's my issue. Like, I know JD went Purdy. Purdy probably has more upside that way, fantasy wise.
Yeah, I think so too.
Speaking of Henry, someone takes him.
Yes, Hunter Henry is off the board. That's not a bad pick either. And I'm going to put the guy we didn't take last draft because I do kind of like him. I just put him in at number 6.
Okay, let me refresh. Yeah, why not, right?
I doubt he'll make it to us, but
I doubt he makes it.
you never know.
Yeah, I don't think we want the guy we took last time.
No.
Don't need it.
All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind 2 or 3, over 6 or 7.
Yep. I think those definitely
19th
make
round.
sense.
I mean, one of the picks. I don't think we need both of them. So
Yep. And we have 8 wide receivers, so I think we're sitting really good there.
8 wide
And,
receivers, 2 quarterback, 3 tight end. How many running backs? 3, 4,
5.
5 running backs.
Yep. And one of the things I was talking about on the podcast last night is I like Marvin Mims and Tim Patrick as kind of a late Denver stack.
Yep.
Because Jerry Jeudy he's shown flashes, but he's never he's not an alpha receiver. Cortland Sutton has not looked good for years, and that kind of leaves you with Mims and Tim Patrick among the wide receivers, and then Dulcich at tight end. So. I love grabbing either Dulcich and one of those 2 late receivers, or else both Mims and Patrick, because I think one or the other of them will probably be pretty well.
The point I slightly disagree though is I do feel if he's healthy, Judy could have a WR1 season. I mean, he has same upside like a CD or whatnot, with Sean Payton, but I don't believe in Sutton. I think Dulcich is more a floor guy than I still think he will take time to be like a Hawkinson or Goddard, what they are doing now. He'll have, and that's where I like Mims and Patrick on this format for the spike weeks, right? They only have Judy, and then someone else takes off.
Yep, without a doubt. Nathan asking what's our thoughts on Fant. Well, he was in our queue, so that'll let you know.
Fant and Otten were in our queue, but I'm not high on him. They added JSN. I think the offense might take a slight ding. I don't know if Gino repeats the same season he had last year.
Right. Yeah, I think the best thing that Fant's got going for him is I think they're going to stay in 12 personnel a lot, even with JSN around. And so, when you've got two tight ends on the field, one of them is probably going to be Fant most of the time. So that's not a bad pick at all.
Yeah, I mean, this late a floor tight end. I looked at his numbers. I was actually surprised because I'm like, when did I see him catching so many passes? But
right.
Yeah, let me look it up again. I was really surprised. He had 50 receptions last year.
Right. Yeah, he had a lot.
Almost 500 yards, just 4 touchdowns.
But he only had
receptions. Yeah.
How many touchdowns?
4. That's why he was probably not visible. But 50 receptions, I didn't see that.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Cade Otten had 42 receptions, although I saw him a lot towards the. He saved me some games, with 4 catches or 5 catches.
Yeah, I found him useful down the stretch too. So
Samir White.
When you're stuck at tight end, there are worse things you can get than 4 receptions and 40 yards, especially in a tight end premium.
Yeah, but 4 reception, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Now you have 16 points, and
right,
probably better flex option than.
Yep. Yeah, the touchdowns may be a little difficult to come by, but
I think Otten will regress there. Oh, there goes Easy and Zamir White. So.
All right. So I definitely like 1 and 4.
What about 5?
Let me refresh. Oh yeah, 5 too.
So we are done there. What do you want to do? I threw in another guy. I don't know, or this guy. Do you want to refresh?
Yeah, which one?
Look at number 10, number 8.
Hang on. Yeah, I don't think we really need another wide receiver.
We need another, yeah.
How about? I wouldn't mind finishing off with. Well, we can go with 1 or 4.
Yeah, let's take 1. I think we get some flow, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. And we could really almost double up and take 4 if you want.
4, okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. 4, 5, 3. Yeah, there's really not much left, right?
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doubling up.
Okay. Well, if we get the chance, we'll take number 4 there.
Yeah, I threw in another guy. I don't know. I've never taken him this year, but what do you think about him? Wild, although he may not develop. No buzz about him at all. Just refresh once.
Okay. Yeah. It's not the worst option either, for sure.
Do you think he develops, or we? No, let's take 4, I guess.
Yeah, I think if 4 is there, that's our best move.
There goes Tannehill.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Getting a third quarterback is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, for that team.
Yeah, more I think about it, let's take number 3 now.
Okay. Yep. Makes sense to me.
Maybe one of them pans out.
Yep. Exactly.
What is he thinking?
All right.
12, 11, 10. He's gone auto.
Some
Try
tough
me
picks there. All right. So number 3. So Deneric Prince, welcome to the squad. So we're doing the same thing at Kansas City running back that we did at Denver wide receiver, doubling up with Edwards-Helaire and Prince. Because right now Pacheco isn't even healthy. If training camp was open today, he wouldn't be practicing. So I think, I think that's a pair that makes sense. Yep. Team 1 says it points out that we only took 2 quarterbacks and neither one finished last year. So yep, you're right about that.
They will finish this year.
Last year was last year, so
yeah, it's gone.
I'm not too worried about last year.
Last year John was telling me I have to go back and look at his roster, but the early best ball that John Terry won, he had 4 quarterbacks and 4 tight ends. Can you imagine that? And he won.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I wanted to go back and look at his squad. I'll probably post it. I'll send it to you when I see it. But that's what he was telling me. He had 4 tight ends, 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah. So I think the most interesting team out of all of them is probably Team 10. Diggs, Waddle, Allen, Judy, Deontay Johnson, Brian and Ayuk. So 6 wide receivers in a row. Then he takes 3 quarterbacks at various points in the draft. Trevor Lawrence, Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
But basically, it was all quarterbacks and running backs after he finished off with wide receivers. So James Cook, A.J. Dillon, Damian Harris, Tank Bigsby, Jerome Ford, and Gus Edwards. And that's the way you want to do it. If you're going to go 6 wide receivers to start your draft, you might not need another receiver, and you might need to concentrate on other positions. Now, I'm not sure if I'd have gone 5 tight ends, but he took them all with the last 5 picks of the draft. So Jelani Woods, Jake Ferguson, Logan Thomas, Zach Ertz, Noah Gray.
Noah Gray, I think, is a very good contra pick, right? Anything happens to Kelsey. So, and those tight ends could give him spike weeks. I actually like the 5. I mean, I don't know if I would have taken Ertz, but I can see why he took that. Get some floor. His only correlation to Lawrence is Bigsby, I think, if I'm not wrong. So.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
It's a pretty unique build. I'm very impressed how he's finished it, right? Like, I don't know if I would have done it that well with the type of start he had.
Yep, absolutely.
Very
and Nathan's saying that JD's team is real nice. I would agree. So JD's got A.J. Brown, Mark Andrews, Jalen Hurts, Christian Watson, Joe Mixon, Treylon Burks, Jahan Dotson, Antonio Gibson, Zach Charbonnet, Dalton Schultz, Elijah Mitchell, Rondale Moore, Brock Purdy, Jeff Wilson, Jaden Reed, matches up nicely with Christian Watson, Kareem Hunt, Luke Musgrave, going more into that Green Bay stack, Michael Carter, Greg Dortch, and Tutu Atwell. So nice team there. And then let's see, Aaron is looking good as well. And then Nathan at number 3 did a really nice job, going with the 3 running backs to start with: Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Breece Hall, adding in Miles Sanders a couple picks later, but then not hitting running back again until round 19 and only 1 more. That's the way you want to do it if you're going to make a build like that.
Yeah, I wonder, if he was looking at a 3rd quarterback because he just got Bryce Young behind Goff.
Yeah, that's that's probably his weakest point for sure. And then team 2, Billy and David Hubbard. They've got 3 nice wide receivers to start with: Chase, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins, and then followed up with 4 running backs: Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery. And then tight ends and quarterbacks: Njoku, Watson, Dulcich, Daniel Jones. Starting to build a giant stack there. And then Darnell Mooney, Devin Singletary, and that was the last of the running backs that they hit. So we're a little light on running backs, but they've got nice depth at wide receiver and good tight ends, good quarterbacks as well. In Team 1, we've got Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, J.K. Dobbins, Dallas Goedert, Rashad White, Mike Evans, Kirk Cousins, Cortland Sutton, Jarrett McKinnon, Romeo Doubs, Jordan Love. Nice little stack there. Tyler Algier, KJ Osborne, Taysom Hill. I like Taysom Hill. I think he's a very underrated player there. I think he's gonna take up more of Kamara's slack than people think.
The only thing I would say is with Mahomes and Cousins, I don't know. I get the urge for stacking. I don't know if that team wanted Love.
Yeah, a third quarterback is probably a little superfluous there. And then Austin Hooper, that's not a bad last pick of the draft either.
I'm fine with
Hooper. Very nice.
Yeah, some good teams. I Team 10 really caught my eyes how he finished that draft. Never seen anything like that. So.
Yep, definitely. It's going to be fun to watch this one play out. And again, our squad, for anybody who's listening and not watching, we were in the 11 hole. We started out with CeeDee Lamb, came back around with Saquon Barkley, and then the next turn was Jahmyr Gibbs, Lamar Jackson, and Cam Akers, Christian Kirk, George Pickens, Elijah Moore, Chigo, and A-Chain, then Sam Laporta, Matt Stafford, Marvin Mims and Van Jefferson, Isaiah Likely and Leonard Fournette. Tim Patrick and Khalil Shakir, and then finished off with a pair of Kansas City running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Deneric Prince. So there we have it. Everybody, thank you. Thank you for listening, and please make sure you hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that. We love subscribers. You don't have to do anything else. You're not required to, you don't have to download or anything else, but just hitting that subscribe button. We want you to download too if you can, but just hitting that subscribe button helps us out so much. So please hit that on the way out, and thanks everybody for hanging with us tonight. Any parting words, Bill?
No, thanks for having me, Dan. Always pleasure drafting.
Yes, absolutely. I've really enjoyed doing all these drafts with you, and it's fun to do a live one. So once I get back from vacation, we'll fire up another one.
Spin up another one, and hopefully on the other side of the board.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. See you.
Right.
Yep.
See you later, and thanks, everybody.
Go District. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, ball. And I bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Bleed, I ball. Cause I bleed. Hey, bleeding, I ball. Defeated the odds. Didn't see him at all. JD in the pods. I needed it all. I bleeded a lie. You bleeded a lie. Not bleeded a lie. And that's what a goat do. Facts, let me show you. Happen to know dudes. Drafting, they don't do bad and they don't lose. Make you wanna bleed. It's the GOAT District, boys giving you the business and no gimmicks. The best ball drafts got me feeling like it's Christmas. Then it's Christmas all of a sudden, and these riches came from nothing. And I got this all from loving a district. See, I just drafted, forget it. I laughed at the critics, they mad at the digits. I clap back by listening. See, BALLiN ain't a problem if you kick it with them off. And I refresh the feed till autumn, then I bleed, go.